Hello, my name's Jackie Forbes and I'm from Drawn to Learn, and I'm here today to talk about how to make your next event sizzle with graphic facilitation. Is your company sick to death of corporate communication? Has your project team lost the will to live? Are your vision and value statements securely locked at the bottom of a dusty old filing cabinet? If you're anything like many companies, you're tired of getting the same old results from the same old meetings. The same old platitudes from corporate groupthink, the collective heave of shoulders as employees secretly sigh. We've heard it all before. Instead, you want to get more engagement in your meetings. You want to raise the creativity and contribution in the room. Get more buy-in to strategy and problem solving. Hey, you might even want everyone on message and loving being part of creating it. So as a graphic facilitator, I'd like to whet your appetite to explore how graphic facilitation can help you do that. And of course, along the way, we'll explore what graphic facilitation is. Let's start at the very beginning. Humans have always had a creative desire to represent their world through pictures. It's believed that the most ancient art we've so far discovered is around 40,000 years old. Ancient drawings were made to convey where the best hunting grounds were. So how can this help when planning your next meeting or conference event? Well, we need to begin by asking ourselves a few basic questions. When was the last time you really loved a meeting experience? You know, the one you left feeling super productive and that good work had been done. What was it about the meeting? What was it that made such an impact on you? What would you say was the one magical ingredient that brought this event to life? Chances are everyone contributed and felt valued, and there was a lot of visual stimulation to drive, clarify, and reinforce the contributions as they were given. So let's dive into how you can guarantee great meetings and events as a minimum standard and start to develop a system and process that makes sure all meetings and events have a certified wow factor. Often, important information and communication becomes white noise. People tune out because they've heard it all before, or they've had information overload. This is because auditory recall is generally low in the overall population. Sometimes in meetings, we tune out of real listening when we struggle to think about the next thing we're going to say. But when listening is done with the eyes as well as the ears, a greater sense of absorption, engagement, participation and creativity occurs. In technical terms, people reach an immersed state of consciousness. Distractions are actually tuned out and creativity is finally unleashed. Most of us have heard the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. But let's understand a bit more about why our brains love visuals. When people hear new, complex information, the fact of the matter is they can only hold around 5, give or take 2, consecutive pieces of data at any one time, much less if they're stressed or under pressure. Seeing their ideas and contributions visually captured increases how productive a meeting will be. The brain can relax because someone else is retaining and capturing the information in a creative and stimulating way. Why? It's simple. It's because empty brains can process new ideas better. 50% of our brain is involved in visual processing, and visual impact accounts for 70% of our sensory receptors. This means that by using graphics effectively, our logical and creative thinking processes are stimulated. In fact, one study found that 3 days after a written and spoken presentation, typically attendees would retain 10 to 20% of content. However, if that content is visually represented as well, they're likely to retain 60 to 65%. Human beings are visual creatures. In fact, we can get the sense of a visual message faster than any other way of communicating. In fact, we can pick up a visual communication within 1/10 of a second. Not only that, but our memory is enhanced by seeing as well as hearing things. Graphic facilitation is the drawing of large-scale pictures, real-time, that capture the essence of the conversation that's taking place. People see their ideas and contributions drawn out in pictures as they say them, which validates what they're saying, prompts others to add their thoughts, and acts as a great visual aid memoir after the meeting, conference or workshop. Why use a graphic facilitator for your next meeting? Well, if you're a change manager, meeting planner, leader or speaker who wants to take their people on a journey that they help create, then graphic facilitation may be the right choice for you. Creating a visual picture of the outcome, ideally in a collaboration, will deliver a colourful, compelling resource to communicate your key messages in a memorable way. When people see a large-scale drawing, it engages their emotional memory. What's more, we know that the more intensely we engage the emotions, the longer we will remember the associated information. Seeing the message, feeling the message, and hearing the message is going to increase recall almost tenfold. When it comes to business communication, having a large-scale visual that captures what is seen, heard and felt is powerfully compelling. Remember our caveman? Well, let's call him Angus. He knew that visual storytelling was the most effective communication tool. Yet fast forward into the digital era and we're being overwhelmed with slick corporate graphics, clip art and death by PowerPoint. Sometimes the story just gets lost in translation. Let's put it this way, there's something incredibly authentic about the live capture of key conversations, visually capturing ideas, actions and outcomes. When people see there's a graphic facilitator at work in their meeting, there's a frisson of interest. Participants begin to see their contributions and ideas drawn out and feel doubly valued. Sometimes discussions or presentations are complex. The beauty of a good graphic facilitator is that complexity is artfully simplified through the drawing. The best graphic facilitators capture the flow, priority and key focus of the conversation as it unfolds. Audiences and groups that watch their conversations visually unfold are encouraged and stimulated to contribute even more. At Drawn to Learn, we begin with a briefing meeting or call, which we then turn into a proposal that captures the outcomes that have been discussed. We then join your gathering, setting up a large sheet of paper, and we use our beautiful pens to draw large scale so the whole gathering can see their messages unfold. We listen intently, synthesizing what's being said, and we think carefully about how to organize the content into a combination of words and drawings that capture the shared meaning of the contributions. The graphic facilitator is listening with outside ears and is dedicated to non-judgmental visual capture of the essence of the ideas and inputs into the gathering. Let's talk. Are you ready to inject the sizzle into your next big meeting? I'd like to offer you a free 45-minute discovery call to explore how graphic facilitation can support your next meeting. Click the link below to book a convenient date and time. Be sure to share this information with your friends and colleagues who may be considering using or who would benefit from using a graphic facilitator. They may be missing some key ingredients in making sure their next event has the all-important wow factor.